Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas in July and welcome to the Sweet Pea Papers 4th Annual Crafty Christmas in July. This is for 2024. This is going to run July 1st through July 31st. And we've got 25 collaborators, which means you're going to have more than 100 videos to watch. Yay! We're going to have a big drawing on August 1st at Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group. And there's going to be prizes for everyone. There's going to be more than 3 prizes, I guarantee you. Just post your pics at Sweet Pea Papers and at Junk Journal Tutorials and more Facebook groups to enter the drawing. Now, this is a little bit more about how you enter. To enter the drawing, post your pics of your Christmas projects using the hashtag Crafty Christmas in July 24. Crafty Christmas in July 24 in the Sweet Pea Papers or the Junk Journal Tutorials and more Facebook groups. Now, those are the only 2 groups that are going to count towards the drawing. I'm going to put both groups into one big list, and then we'll have the drawing from that. There's not going to be 2 drawings. There's only going to be the one from Sweet Pea Papers, but you can enter the drawing in both. Okay, does that make sense? How do you get an entry? Each post of your Christmas project is an entry. If you use the hashtag Crafty Christmas in July 24. You can post in both groups at the same time and double your chances. So you can post one picture or one post in Sweet Pea Papers and then the same post in Junk Journal Tutorials and more, and that will get you 2 entries into the drawing, one from each group. Okay? Now, we've got, like I said, the 25 collaborators, and all of their information is going to be below the video. However, this would not be possible without our wonderful designers who have all donated kits, multiple kits from some designers, to the collaborators to work with. Now, these were not donated to the general public. They were donated to just the collaborators so they would have some Christmas stuff to work with in the middle of July. So our generous designers are Line.Arrow, Cara Branded Creations, Nonstop Paper Crafts, Crafty Dragon Creations, Natty and Moon, Studio 28E Journal Creations, The Trucking Scribe, and Beauty and Books Company Co. Now, if you want more in-depth details about how this is going to work, then check out my July updates video, which I believe is coming out on the 29th of June. And then also, because you're watching this afterwards, and I'm not really sure on the schedule, I'm filming this in May. Also the first couple of videos in this series go into in-depth a little bit more, especially the first one. Okay? So now we're going to finish the one we started, which I've got paper clipped all together by accident. This is still our paper. And this is the envelope we're working on. I put the acetate in the window like I told you guys to do. We inked it and papered it and cut the window out already. So now what we need to do is glue the envelope back together, which is going to look like this. And just glue it where the paper's kind of mushed off. You don't have to glue it all over. It was enough to hold it together first time. I'm pretty sure it's enough to hold it together this time, especially because we're going to paper over it. Then we're going to cut this for a pocket. Okay. So we've done that. Okay. We're going to flip it over. We're going to put our magnet on. That's going to hold everything down, hopefully. Okay, I'm going to paper the back. Let me flip it over so I can see better. Now, this is where I want to decide, do I want it to be front and back the same, or do I want the back to be this? I don't think I like this against this. I think I wanted traditional this against that. I believe I did. But we're going to turn it over this way to cut the size so I can see better where I'm drawing with my pencil. So we need to cut this here and here. Doesn't matter. There's like a funny little mark or something right there. So we're going to ink this. I've got out the scorched timber. And I think we might do the ephemera in that. But I think it might look cool in the black as well. I'm just thinking about the small ephemera. Now I'm going to need to print and cut out some of the ephemera. I don't want to get behind, but I also need to get some ribbon. I've got, do you remember this ribbon that I like to use so much? Well, this isn't really a Christmas color. This is like a spring color. So we're not going to use that, but look, I have it in white. Ho, ho, ho. And then I've got this ribbon with the gold and the leaves. But I really need and I have a black ribbon. What I really need is a burgundy ribbon. Yeah. And a green ribbon, maybe. I'm not sure. Now, we're going to glue this along here, so our card doesn't catch on it. Well, it won't because we're going to paper it. So we're just going to glue around the edges just like we normally would, but we're just going to not get carried away with the glue on that side. And she makes a big puddle. Because we want to close the envelope up. It's kind of going on crooked. And then we're going to put, I think, a black pocket on here. And then we will put something on the black pocket. maybe some of that white leaf ribbon. I'm not sure. This is the front. Okay, now on the inside here, you want to make sure you haven't glued this shut. That's why you have to be careful. Inside we're going to put black. I used the wrong piece. When I cut it, I had a bigger piece and a smaller piece. And I actually glued the smaller piece and had to make it work of the acetate. Oh, let's fold this in half and cut it first. Is that 2? Didn't sound good at all, did it? Okay, now need to put the envelope on first. I forgot. I'm going to take this piece of paper. Oh, look what came in the mail today. Black CD covers. Why is the center still white? Why can't they make the center black? I don't know. But anyway, I just got 100 of them in the mail. I'm very excited. So we need to glue this envelope in first. It's going to go in here. Okay. And then we're going to glue the inside paper over the top of it. And I'm going to cut part of that off. And you just want to glue over that little bit of glue that's left after trimming it off. Okay, now we're going to do this. Needs to be just a little bit narrower. Couldn't get it off the paper trimmer. My voice is louder because I'm standing up now. Okay, and then we're just going to glue the inside front of this. And just glue the paper, don't glue the pockets shut. Start with that string thing this time, I guess. And those little spider strings going across there. You can really see them against that black. Okay, and then we'll put a card in. And what I'll do is I will put in some sort of a backing that matches this. Not really sure what that would be now that I think about it. Some sort of a card, I mean, and then a piece of ephemera on it. I should have decided what card I was going to put in before I put the acetate in, because then I could have slid the card in and I could have traced the window, and then I would have known. However, you have to put the envelope together before you can cut it for the pocket, so you already have to have the acetate in there. So okay, so now on this we're going to leave the back open. We're just going to put something on here. We're just going to leave the back black. And then on the front, we're going to use this. So we will have some of that doily left. Good. And then of course all of the candles. We're going to lose part of that bow. Most of that bow. I don't know if I said, but this is video 4. I'm gonna have to when I'm just putting a pocket on, I'm just going to like this is going to have an acetate pocket. Or maybe not. Maybe an acetate tuck up at the top. I don't want to cover up the candles. We've got tags and cards. And remember, I'm using the add-on kits as well, plus the freebies. So if you want to make sure, I forgot to tell you that every week there's going to be freebies released from Sweet Pea Papers and junk journal tutorials and more. Now, what we're going to do, well, I'm going to be using some of the freebies anyway, but what we're going to do is it starts on a Monday, so we will release the freebies, I believe, maybe every Monday, possibly every Sunday. We might go Sunday to Saturday. First week release them on Monday, and then after that it'll be Sundays. So you'll be able to go to Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group and the Junk Journal Tutorials and More Facebook groups and get freebies that go to this Cozy Christmas kit. Okay? And I think we're going to call this Classic Cozy Christmas because of the black. But see, that looks good with the black. I don't think it looks bad. I think it looks better than it would with the cream or with white. People may be surprised, but once you get the white ivy on there, or vine ribbon, and then some black ribbon with the white, then I think it'll be pretty. Then we have to remember to put the magnet on the back of the paper to hold everything shut. And I think, I don't know if I said it or not, but I think I'm going to re-ink this edge in the front. I don't think it's quite dark enough. You know what I mean? This looks kind of gray and not black. So I think I'm going to re-ink everything here and make it a little more black. And try not to get the paper. Just make the whole thing a little bit darker. If I had more black envelopes, you know, the like bigger ones or whatever, I would use them, but I don't have any. So I'm having to use these white ones. Okay. So now we're going to glue this on here. Or instead of classic, we could call it classy. But I definitely would like to get a gold ribbon. I'd like to get a burgundy, but I think it would be too hard to match by looking at it online. Okay. So then this is going to open like, oh, and I didn't put the magnet on. I can't believe I almost forgot. But with Fabri-Tac, if you grab it real quick, you can get it off. Now, if that had been art glitter glue, we would have been out of luck. It would have been dry by then. So there's advantages and disadvantages. You know what I mean? Okay, so that's the top. So we're going to do it this way. Oh, more glue fuzzies on there. Yeah. I could have put another magnet here, but I didn't really think we needed it. We'll put a card in here and some decoration here, maybe a wreath or something. And then the next thing we're going to do is this one. And I'm breaking out the black CD covers while it's still big enough to use them. So let's fold this in half. I know they're all printed on the back. You should have seen me printing on the back of them when I knew that 90% of them were going to be glued down and not see the print. I was just looking at my poor printer. But the ones that we make cards out of, then we need the print on the back. Make sure that you print on the back of them borderless. And then when you cut your white border off on the front, you don't have to worry about any borders lining up on the back. Now, this is going to be just a little bit smaller than this one. So we're going to have to trim this page a little. Oh no, this one worked out the same size. Well, by gosh, by golly. Works for me. Man, I have little blue fuzzies and take up time doing that. It's crazy. Can't leave it on there though. Okay. So we're going to ink this. So by the time we come back in the next video, I will have all of the ephemera that we're going to use. There's way more pages than what I'm going to print out. There's probably 30 pages of ephemera by the time you put the two add-ons together that go with the kit. Because you got half at Nonstop Paper Crafts and half at Line Dot Arrow for the Cozy Christmas. All the other kits, there's links to all of their designer pages. When you go to the, look at the text under the video, there's a Linktree link, and it says linktr.ee Crafty Christmas in July 24, and there's text right above it that says link to designers. When you click on that link, that'll take you to a web page that has a list of all the designers, and then you click on their names and it takes you to their Etsy shops. Okay, so now I can put this aside for a second. Now see, up here we're going to have to try to make it to where we can do a magnet or something. Velcro dot, a black Velcro dot or something somewhere. Because the closer you get to the front, the more it pops up for some reason. Not really sure why. Okay, so we've got the 2 CD fronts. This is the paper. The 2 CD insides. So let's fold this one in half and cut it so we can use it. This is saving me from doing all of them in the beginning when I don't know whether I need them to be trimmed in half or not. We may need them for some other shape. You never know. You never know with me. Okay, and then this one's going to be the front of the other CD. So we'll fold this one in half and pinch it. Then we'll have a half of this. That'll be nice. Remember, the paper that I'm using to print on the backs comes from a December to Remember kit, which is another one of the ones that was donated to the Collaborators for us to use. So you might want to check that out at the Line.Arrow shop as well. Everybody's using different kits, you know what I mean? So make sure to watch all the videos, and then you'll see things made with all the different kits. I just happen to like big kits for big projects, and this is going to be a big project. So we're going to cut out CDs, CD holes. Let's do the sizes first. Alright, these two should both fit. almost a little big, aren't they? They're fine. Okay. I'm going to get my big shot out off camera because I'm not going to put it on this. It slides the glass surface around when I crank it. I'm going to get my round die out. I'm going to use the 3-inch circle, which is a little bit smaller than the circle on the CD cover or sleeve. But then that gives me a little bit of leeway to move it around a little bit. Now, this is what I always forget to do, which is ink around the outside before I cut the hole in it and it gets all floppy. So I'm going to do it this time. This one looks nice, inked in the black. Shake, rattle, and roll. And I got these replacement plates for my Big Shot on Temu for a big discount. I think they were $7 instead of $9, if I remember correctly. They're the exact right size, the exact right ones. And it doesn't say Big Shot replacement, it just says die cut. So now we've got 2 circle pockets, cards that we can use to go along with the one from the first page. We'll put this away wherever I put the did I put it away? I did. Like we're not going to need it again. These are the only 2 CDs we're doing in the whole book. You wish, right? Put that up there. Okay, now we're going to ink the center of the circles, or the center where the circles are. It doesn't take very much, we just don't want the edge to be white. And we don't have to put any acetate in these because the CD cover already has it. So now one's going to go up and the other's going to go down. I get so very, very thirsty. So we want to make sure that our paper is right side up. This one has writing. This one has Santa faces. I'm going to be opening an Etsy shop pretty soon, looks like. And I think, I can't decide which shop I'm going to open first. I'm going to have more than one. And that's going to be either digital journals. I'm going to cut these for pockets too. Or that you can download and print out. And they're going to be more like planners. Those kind of things. Not junk journal kits or anything. I don't have the designing wherewithal yet. And I've got another shop idea. Well, two more actually. Got to get that first one going. Now the Ko-Fi or coffee shop has the books. So it has the membership that gets you a discount in the store or the shop. And then the books are listed there. All the books that I've made that I'm selling, they're all listed there at the coffee shop. So you can also make donations, you know, towards helping me buy black CD envelopes and things like that. Okay, now I need to decide what kind of pockets I'm going to have. Now remember, we can't really have tabs unless we're on the very front where it's smaller, because when the way it opens here, and on this one with the pocket here, if we have a tab stick out, it can't stick out any farther than this, because we can't have it stick out into here because of the way this opens towards the center. I really am going to need a magnet on that. And then one on this one. Okay, so we've got that part. What do you guys think? A top one and a bottom one? I think so. Trying to get this, there it is. Just trying to get it open with, and still keep black on it. It was a little too close. This one is too. See the extras back there. I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, I don't want to tear it. All right. Now, before we glue them to the page, you want to put the backing paper in. I'm going to have to start doing that ephemera, that's for sure. Okay. How did I manage that? Oh, you know what I did when I cut the width? I wasn't paying attention and I went past the edge of where the fold is. So I'm going to have to retrim this. That's going to be the same with this one. Put it in. Now normally, yeah, we're going to have to paper the backs of these. So I did not pick out the paper yet. So I will paper the backs of them off camera. Otherwise, well, I could just glue them shut, I guess. Yeah, see, that would stick out too far. See, that glue oozed out right there. You want to make sure the black edge comes all the way to here, otherwise you'll see the white. I have a little bit of white at the top and the bottom. Should have cut it a little more exact. Okay. The reason you only need to glue this front end is because it's just where you're going to slide them in and out. This back here doesn't matter. It's going to get glued shut with our paper. I hope. Let's glue it shut here. And then that will glue the back of it shut. Wonder if I can do that on the other one. Then when we put the paper on, it won't matter, because otherwise we've got this, the fold is right here, and when we put the paper on, there might not be enough of the CD cover sticking out to glue it to, because I made this paper stick out, if that makes any sense. So if we glue this shut, then we'll know for sure the CD cover is glued shut. Actually, we need to glue both sides. Darn it. Glued the wrong side. Okay, and then I'll paper the backs of these. And then when we come back, we'll glue the top and the bottom ones on. We have to put magnets on them before we paper them. That's another reason why we can't just leave it black. I have to paper it. Okay, that way we won't forget. I won't forget. Then we'll paper them. I'll paper them. Well, I'm just going to glue one to the top and one to the bottom. I'm going to glue this one to the top, the Santa. This one to the bottom. That makes the text right way up. Then with the magnets, they'll hold them down. And then I'm going to glue it in the book. Okay? So that's all there is to finish that. We'll come back when I get the ephemera and stuff cut out and put in the pockets or tucks, as the case may be. Or I may, on this one, make the back of it writing paper so that when you flip it down, you can write on it. And then the flip up will be like a pocket or something. We'll do that when we come back. But just gluing this on, you can do. And papering the back, you can do that too. All right, so I'll leave that to you. Okay, so that's the end of this video. And I'll see you in the next video. And that'll be just a second for you and a day for me. Okay, bye-bye.